All right, so sorry this took so long. I wanted to do this much sooner. I've just been swamped with work. You know, it's been absolutely insane. Anyway, enough of that. In this review, I will be reviewing Percival from the House of Judea. This is their Legendary Night, as well as Dappers version. As anybody who has anything from either of these houses or seen any of my videos, you know, Dapper Fragrances come in these pretty generic decant bottles, very generic logos. They run anywhere from 25 to, I believe, 35, 430 mil, depending on which line it is. And they go up in price as the concentration goes up. So they have the normal line, the extraits, which are the highest, and then they also have exclusives. Now, Dua come in these generic decant bottles as well. A little nicer than Dappers. The glass is thick. They have these somewhat cheesy logos, you know, depending. Some people like them, you know, but nobody buys it for the bottle. The price of this, I believe, is $60 without a discount code. They do almost always have a 15% off discount code on the website. They also quite frequently run higher discounts, anywhere from, you know, 20 to 30% off at some points. So this will put this closer, you know, around the $42 range with the best discount you can get. Now, as far as the scent itself, okay, so Percival is by Parfums de Marly. It is one of their fresher, more mass-appealing fragrances. A lot of people say it resembles a designer fragrance. For that reason, it doesn't really fit too well into the line, in my opinion. I could definitely see it being at, you know, a Dillard's or Macy's or something like that. But it's definitely not a bad scent. I'm not saying that. It's certainly not a Leighton or a Harrod or a Carlisle or something like that. It is a lot different. It's more fresh. It's more crisp. It's, you know, it's not really heavy. It's not like a heavy tobacco vanilla scent like a lot of their other offerings are. Anyway, I'm going to be reviewing these two. I'll start by spraying both of them to show you the atomizers. Hopefully you can see. Yeah. So I will say that's one thing about Dapper. The bottles might be cheap, but their atomizers are fantastic. You'll run through the juice pretty quick because it sprays cloud, but it's great. So that's Dapper's version. And here's Dua. Dua's not bad either. Atomizer's pretty damn good on those as well. Some people have issues with them coming in and not working, or spraying straight liquid out rather than an actual atomized fragrance. Or they don't spray at all, but it's small minority. Now, I do want to say something about the houses in general. And this isn't a knock on either house. Dapper, though, shipping is next level. The best by any house I've ever seen. You order it, and literally the guy ships it out. Travis will ship it out probably either that day, or depending on, you know, if it's late, the next morning, and you get it in 2 days. It's unreal. Doesn't matter when you order it. Dua, you order it, especially if you order it on a weekend, when they have their new releases and stuff like that. They almost always, every weekend, have new releases or restocks. You're waiting 4 to 5 days for processing, and then once it ships, you're waiting probably another 4 or 5 days. So it's not uncommon to wait 2 weeks to get your fragrance. If you don't care, you know, it is what it is. They both offer free shipping. Dapper is after 60. If you spend 60 or more, it's free. Otherwise, it's $6. Dua is always, I believe, always free shipping. At least it's been for me. So now to get down to the scent. This is Dappers. As you can see, actually it's kind of hard to see here, but it's pretty heavy, pretty heavily concentrated. You can see the paper. And this is Judea's, same thing. Okay. Now, they do smell similar. Anybody who smelled Percival, both smell similar to Percival, but they do smell different, and quite different, and from each other, and from the real thing. If I were comparing it to the real one by Parfums de Marly, I would have to say, surprisingly, and to me at least, Dappers is closer. Judea's almost takes Percival and does its own thing. So Dappers comes off as more fresh, crisp, citrusy. It's wonderful, quite frankly, but it's very fresh, and like it's just a wonderful smell in the high heat. Like I said, it resembles more of Parfums de Marly's Percival to me. Now, Judea's is not bad. I'm not saying that at all. Judea's smells great. It's honestly one of my favorite from the house, but it smells more. So it takes that Percival, but it's like they added more pepper and almost like a Brox into it. So it takes on almost this weird, like, sauvage kind of vibe. It's like if you took Percival and then you added more pepper and a Brox in, and then it got this weird kind of almost hybrid of, 80% Percival, 20% sauvage. So if you're a huge fan of sauvage, you might like Legendary Night better. But if you want something that's super fresh, great in the high heat, to me, I think Dapper's better. Again, it's citrusy, it's light, crisp, inviting. Legendary Night's going to be more, I'm going to say, controversial in this aspect that it's for the same reason Sauvage can be. It's got that same profile, but it has this peppery Abroxan feel to it. Yeah, so again, neither are bad. And honestly, I don't think it's redundant to have both in your collection. I do, and I mean, I did it for this review and for the community, but I won't be getting rid of either of these. I certainly think it's worth having both, and but if you're somebody who is kind of just like, well, you just want something that resembles Percival, get the Dapper one. It's half the price, or at least it's less expensive because they get close when you get the discounts. It's still cheaper though. Shipping's unreal, and performance and projection is great on Percival on both. The Dappers is great. I put on 3 sprays. Judea's is the same. They're both great. They perform, they project well. Like I said, for a high heat fragrance, I prefer Dappers. That's just my personal preference. I'm not saying Judea's bad. It's not. It's fantastic. They both are, but they're different. So I'll leave that up to you. But that's my review. If you're looking for something that resembles Percival more, I think Dapper does a better job. If you're looking for something light, crisp in the air, that's really going to be good in high heat, Dapper again. If you're looking for something that's kind of takes Percival's profile, adds in more Abroxan and pepper, and kind of makes it this weird Sauvage hybrid that is still very good. Smells great. Try to do his Legendary Night. So that's my review on that. Hope it was helpful.